when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change, I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a name, I just wanna be famous. But I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness. 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 Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate me, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent, I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it, I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. That energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste me, you can try me. If you wanna hate bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love.
Yo. There we go. Hey, what's up? Hey, everyone. What's up? What's going on? Hope everyone's having a wonderful new year, wonderful 2026, a wonderful January, a wonderful Monday, a wonderful time to be alive because we're here to talk about pro wrestling. I am your host, as always. Well, I haven't really been the host because I haven't really been doing any streams, but had some time today, so thought I'd pop back in. I've been dealing with some personal stuff lately, but been, trying to prioritize you beautiful sons of guns and everything else out there. We got Eric Douglas. Oh, so you wanted Drew to lose and basically become a joke? Yes, I want Drew to always be a joke. That's my eternal goal, is to always make sure that Drew McIntyre is suffering. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll talk about my thoughts on that. But we also got my boy, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Wall Street Money. How Omer moving 2026 glazing Bryan Danielson more. Actually, you're going to be seeing a lot less Bryan Danielson glaze. I have found a new greatest of all time, who I will reveal later on in this show. I also have a fun little thing that I'm going to do because today, later on in today's show, at the tail end, we'll be doing something interesting and something I hope to do pretty frequently on these streams, and that is we're going to be doing some funtastic. See what I did there? It's not fantastic. It's funtastic because we have fun here on Big Ohm Live. But we're going to try to have some fun and do a fun little tier list. So the way I'm going to try to make this work is that, like, every stream we'll do We'll try to do a tier list. I don't know which one I'm going to do today. Part of that is part of the fun. Well, that is part of the fun because I'm going to have you guys choose one for me. So we'll put up a little poll later on in the show, in the chat, and we'll do a little tier list fun, and we'll have fun doing that. We'll have fun. Today's about fun. Today's about forgetting all of the stresses in life, watching Big Ohm crash out about your favorite or least favorite thing in professional wrestling. That's what I'm here to do for the next little bit. So be sure to smash that thumbs up if you haven't already. Subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's talk about it. First things first, got to talk about Hiroshi Tanahashi. So, as many of you know, last week New Japan Pro Wrestling held their seminal event, Wrestle Kingdom 20, the 20th edition of Wrestle Kingdom. Obviously, it's not the first Tokyo Dome show they've ever done. They've been doing the Tokyo Dome, but they came back, and this year it blew all of the expectations of the show out of the water. From a financial success to a critical success to having, another New Japan Tokyo Dome show having a very early contender for match of the year. That's another thing I forgot to mention. I will also be going over my matches of the year list today for 2025. So a lot going to be happening over the next little bit. But that's where we are. So we have Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match against Kazuchika Okada. That was what this show was built around. And we have seen some, what I think are pretty dope retirements. We saw Sting at that Greensboro show at Revolution 2024. I thought that's one of the very few times that, you can look at something where a star goes out winning instead of losing. The old adage is, as a wrestler, you got to lose. But that was one of the few times where you looked at it and you were like, you know what? Sting has given a lot to this business. It has not given and been pretty to him in some ways. This was the way that it was supposed to happen. Now, you also have the John Cena one, which again, I liked. I understand it's a very controversial one because people wanted Cena to win or they didn't like the way that he tapped out or whatever. But if you watched Hiroshi Tanahashi's last match, I think you could not have had a more perfect retirement for anyone. This was better than, and again, this is not about comparing or whatever. It was better than Sting's retirement, in my view. It was better than Cena's retirement. This is precisely what you want out of a retirement match. The spectacle. Hiroshi Tanahashi, for the final time, the ace of New Japan Pro Wrestling, entering a sold-out 50,000 plus Tokyo Dome attendance. You have his arch rival in Kazuchika Okada right there beside him in the ring. And this is not the washed down, watered down version of Kazuchika Okada that we are currently getting in AEW. It is the Rainmaker from New Japan. So much so that in the final closing moments of the match, we saw Okada go up to the top rope, do a signature elbow drop, followed by the Rainmaker pose, which he hasn't done in over, actually, no, now 2 years. We have not seen Kazuchika Okada do the Rainmaker pose in 2 years. And when he did it, it felt like you could see a weight had been lifted off his shoulders. Because he doesn't have to be the Okada that we know in AEW. He could be the Kazuchika Okada that we know him to be in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that is the Rainmaker. That is one of the best freaking wrestlers in the world. And he did that pose. He hits him with the Rainmaker. 1, 2, 3. Tears in his eyes. Hiroshi Tanahashi retires as a loser, but as a winner in life. Because then we got the ceremony itself. Something that I think if I'm WWE, I am taking notes about how this was done. Because they not only played Okada's song, played Tanahashi's song, but they followed that up by having some of the greats of New Japan come out. Greats like Will Ospreay. Greats like Kenny Omega. And someone who we never thought was going to ever be in New Japan Pro Wrestling again, especially considering some of the things that he has said, whether it's like the Yakuza stuff or the allegations that he levied. We saw the most insane pro wrestler in the world come out and absolutely shock the Tokyo Dome with a broken femur, walk down the aisle, and all of that to just pay respects to Hiroshi Tanahashi. I mean, you could not ask for like a better send off. You had the return of Jay White to New Japan. You had the return of Katsuyori Shibata, who was standing toe to toe in the ring with Hiroshi Tanahashi, his longtime rival. And he looks at him, hands him the flowers, and then bam, takes his shirt off, starts chopping they start chopping each other. It was great. What did Ibushi say about the Yakuza? None of my business. Google it, kids. Google it. I don't want anybody. I don't want anybody on me. I love Japan. Look, what Yakuza? There is no Yakuza. There's no Yakuza. It's great. It's great. Japan is wonderful. We love the ramen. We love it. It's great. Anyway, but like, then of course, as Wall Street Money says, Naito came down. Another shocker. Another guy who not signed to New Japan Pro Wrestling comes down, took his damn sweet time, aura farm to hell, cut like a promo, had Tanahashi being like, "Yo, bro, come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?" You also had Keiji Muto, the Great Muta over there, also paying respects to Tanahashi. I mean, you don't get a chance. Like, I feel like sometimes, right, we get so bogged down in watching like the stuff in America. And look, it is the most easily available, especially in the States and whatnot. It is the most relevant. It's the most relatable in some ways because of the language barriers in some respects. But at the same time, like, when you break it down, if you look at the past like 20 years of wrestling, just period. I'm not talking about in North America. I'm not talking about in the UK. I'm talking about everywhere. If you look at wrestling as a whole, I think the ability of Tanahashi to set the tone for what New Japan could be and really get it out of a very tough spot. New Japan was not in a good spot in the late 90s. It was still like the number one promotion, and it was like, still like afloat and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't in a great spot. But to get it to like get it where it needed to be in order to be the juggernaut that it was throughout the vast majority of Tanahashi's time at the top of the card in the 2000s and 2010s, that took a lot of work. And you could compare it to an American guy like John Cena, right? Where there weren't that many huge stars who were there for as long as Cena was. Tanahashi is the John Cena of New Japan Pro Wrestling. Cena is the Tanahashi of WWE, albeit not as great in the ring, but you get my point in the idea of like what they symbolize and what they represented and what they helped do for their respective companies. And in that way, right, it's very sad to see Tanahashi go. I had some tears in my eyes. Like, I know like Meltzer gave this a 6 stars or 6-star rating. I think this was exactly what it needed to be. Some of the best storytelling in any match I've seen in a while. And I mean, it is just, you watch a match like that and you're like, that's why I'm a fan of wrestling. You watch a match like that, you watch a moment, a story develop throughout that match like that, and you're like, that's what wrestling is all about. It's not about, oh, let me get my taunts off. It's not about, ooh, ah. Not about any of that. It's about feeling something here. It's about laughing, yelling, crying, believing. And moments, stars, stories, matches like that accomplish that. Way more than any yeet, way more than any 2-bit catchphrase, way more than some veneer jaw reconstructing dude coming out with a beard and a fade, just acknowledging himself all the time. It accomplishes a lot more, in my view. And it's very sad because you look at Cena retiring, you look at Danielson's career winding down, Omega's talking about his career winding down. Just today, the Young Bucks on BTE talked about their career winding down. Like we are truly at the end of an era in pro wrestling, and it is an era that handed off things and made things like better for the next generation, which is not something you can always say about previous generations of pro wrestling. Even the Stone Cold and Rock era, like, yes, they helped make WWE a better place, but did they help make and build some of the stars of the future? There's give and take there. There's an argument to be made, right? But I think, like Tanahashi, Cena, Bryan, like those types of guys have always been very selfless in the way that they have acted and have done more for like the future, forget of any company, but of the sport of professional wrestling. And I think them setting that trend, setting that tone is so important because a lot of people in the past wouldn't have done that. So thank you, Tanahashi. Just like, man, it's an insane career. It was a delight getting to like go back and just see some of his matches. Like I watched his match with Ibushi like a couple of years ago. I forgot what was it. I think it was the G1, and yeah, man, it was just crazy. Go watch a Tanahashi match if you can. You're crashing out now, Homer, North American wrestling. I mean, yeah, what do you want? What do you want? I mean, I'm just like, bro, I'm so sick of I'm so tired, bro. Like, if you enjoy, not you, but like, if anyone enjoys aura farming and no storylines and bad wrestling and bad moves and clunky moves and no one doing anything and just like, ooh, aura. All right, that's fine, bro. That's fine. I like storytelling. I like to think. I like to, like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Whatever, man. I went to the first Royal Quest. New Japan Pro Wrestling felt special then. It's like it was on the brink of becoming a global brand and since just become another feeder promotion. I mean, like a lot of the downfall of New Japan was like due to the pandemic, right? Like, I mean, okay, you had like two major things. I think the biggest thing is they lost a lot of their major stars very quickly, like year after year. Like you look at some of the exoduses they had, like in 2015, you had the mass exodus of Doc Gallows, Kyle, or the good, sorry, getting this out of order. But like 2015, at the end of the year, you had AJ Styles and Nakamura leave. 2016, you had Doc Gallows and co leave. In 2017, you had who was it? Who left in 2017? Well, even 2014, Finn Balor and Kenta left. Like, and then like 2019 was the big one. They lost like all of their entire main card, right? Their main event card outside of Okada and like Tanahashi, basically. They lost Omega. They lost the Young Bucks. Ibushi was winding down. In 2017, Katsuyori Shibata was a big start for them. He had to end his career. Like, it was like that, and then the pandemic just really, really like ruined things for them. And it's very sad. You need to start aura farming. Yeah, look, I aura farm enough. Acknowledge me, chat, by hitting that like button. Acknowledge me. Here, acknowledge me. Acknowledge me. Hit that like button if you want to acknowledge me. I'll start aura farming. Now AJ and Brock are retiring. Crazy couple of years for wrestling retirements. Yep. Yeah, and there's going to be more. I'm sure Jericho's going to have a big WWE retirement tour and then show back up in AEW. Be like, "Aye! And the returning tree." Dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 da. Like, he will be back in AEW. That's the crazy thing about Jericho. Everyone's like, "Oh, he's going to end his career in WWE." I'm like, that bro ain't ending shit. Bro, he is going to go until the wheels fall off. Like, he is going to, like, granted, he takes care of his body. He is going to go until he absolutely cannot. I promise you that about Chris Jericho. If he's having a retirement run for WWE, it is a WWE retirement run. It is not an like total pro wrestling retirement run. It is a WWE retirement run. He will be back in AEW. I'm returning, Dre. I am returned. Dun, 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 dun. Like he's coming back, bro. And I don't know if it's a good thing or not. It's probably a bad thing, but he's coming back. Oh man. I feel like promotion is on the upswing when it gets a decent video game. The last Fire Pro game came out, but then everyone left. Yeah, I mean, like when you have your big stars leave, it's gonna also take an effect on that because like like they also did a really bad job. They invested in some of the wrong stars, man, and Ghetto needs to go. That's my main thing. I'm not like shout out to him. He was one of the goats as far as booking goes, but Ghetto needs to go. R.I.P. the Bullet Club, 2013 to 2026. Yep, most influential faction of all time. The second most influential faction of all time. Obviously, number one is NWO. I think there's an argument for number one. I would probably put Bullet. I would definitely put Bullet Club number one. I think as far as influence goes, I mean, the very existence of AEW is reliant on the Bullet Club. I mean, like look at the top stars in WWE right now. Like Cody Rhodes has been in the main event of Mania the past like 3 years. Cody Rhodes has won the Royal Rumble 2 of the past 3 years. Like that is Bullet Club influence all over WWE from from Finn Balor, the Good Brothers, all that kind of stuff. Like it's a big one. Jericho's going to have an WWE retirement run, AEW retirement run, New Japan retirement run. NWO walked so Bullet Club could run. I do think that is true. I do think that is true. Man. All right. What else we got to talk about? Should we talk about Cody or do you guys want to do a tier list? Are you disappointed that AJ decided to end his career in WWE instead of AEW? I mean, like, disappointed is like, I mean, I'm not trying to come off too strongly. I mean, I would have liked, and I thought that there would be more interesting stories and matches to tell in AEW rather than WWE. But at the same time, AJ Styles is a legend who deserves to end his career in whatever way he wants. And like, he's someone who, again, part of a generation of guys who've given back to their business and the industry and the sport of pro wrestling. So if he's happy, that's great. Apparently WWE wants Gabe Kidd. New Japan needs investment. Their young boy system is great at developing stars but needs financial incentive to stay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that financial incentive is going to happen. I mean, they're really going all in on like guys like Yota Tsuji and I mean, Dave Finlay's gone probably at this point, but like they're trying to invest in like newer stars. It's just I don't know if it's gonna be fast enough. I mean, Gabe Kidd too. I'm interested to see how he would do in WWE. I'm not sure how he'd be presented there. Probably not great. Oh, I got one we could do. Do you guys want to do a WWE? I don't. Nah. Hold up. I gotta find a better list to do. Okay, chat. Oh my goodness. Do we want to do every world champion in WWE history? Hell no, we're not doing all that. What, help me choose. Help me choose something, chat. Help me choose something. Oh, is this not working? Why is this not working? Hold on, let's redo this window capture. Okay. All right, chat, help me. What are we doing? WWE theme songs? Hell no. We're not doing any of that. Ric Flair cameo tier list? Hell no, bro. Hell no. I don't know why that happened. Hell no, we're not doing a Ric Flair tier list, dog. Come on, give me something, guys. Give me something. Popular? Let's go recent. What are some recent lists? CM Punk WWE return matches. Every world champion at I mean, it's a very short list, but I can do that. Let's see. All right. Do we not have every AEW world champion? What the f is it? Oh my god, wait, every NWO member would be. Wait, hold up. Every NWO member would be crazy. Hold up. Chat. Should we do it? Should we do every NWO member? Please tell me they have all of the. If Virgil isn't on this list, I'm not doing it. If Horace Hogan is, there's my boy Horace Hogan. Oh, there's my boy Horace. All right, chat. We want you. Chat. I dubs in the chat if we want to do NWO tier list today. Dubs in the chat if we want to do that. Do we want to do NWO tier list today? Is that what we're doing? Please tell me that's what we're doing. I kind of want to do it. I really want to do it. Every Bullet Club member. Ooh. How about this? I'll do every Bullet Club member on the next live stream. I really want to do this NWO. I just want to crash out because I just watched Horace Hogan. I just watched a Horace Hogan match, and I'm very hyped about Horace Hogan. I think Horace Hogan's amazing. Shout out to Horace Hogan. All right, dubs in the chat. We're doing it. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Woo, 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 woo. I'm hyped. Guys, be sure to smash that thumbs up. You want to guess it? Should we get into it? Let's get into it. All right. Let's do it. Every single NWO member ranked. All right, so look at what we're working with here, all right? We got the big stars. Look, we got okay, first of all, my question, chat. My big question. Does 2002 NWO count? Because I'm pretty sure if that's the case, you got Booker T in there, you got like Shawn Michaels, I think, for a cup of coffee was in the NWO indirectly. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm also looking at like these like late 2000s NWO, and you got like my Queen Tori Wilson's in there, but like chat, like do we want to Hogan release? I don't know. Okay, all right. Are we? You know what, chat? Let's do it. The big three deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Automatic. WCW only. All right, we'll do WCW only. I will ignore, even though he was in WCW, I will ignore Booker T. I mean, the Giant was there. Let's see if there's any other ones we'll come across. I don't see any. Is X-Pac on here twice? Is he on here twice, chat? Why is Sting on here? Oh, that's fake Sting. Okay, anyway, all right. Y'all ready? Let's do it. All right, so NWO tier list. Bret Hitman Hart. Look, it pains me to say this. It pains me to say this. But by God, I love Bret Hart as a wrestler. I really do love Bret Hart as a wrestler. I really do. But God damn it, guys. It was rough going. It was rough going for me and watching Bret Hart in WCW. I mean, it was right off of the Montreal screw job. It was just bad stuff. It was like they had to be the leader of the NWO, and he still wore like the pink and black. He should have had his own part of or his own faction within the NWO. Should have been like NWO pink and black, which would have been so funny. But I know it wasn't Bret's fault, Boris. I know it wasn't Bret's fault, but we got to be fair. We got to be honest. We got to be balanced here, all right? I just... Okay. I'm going to be very, very honest. I think that Bret deserves to be above release. I don't think we can put Bret in release, okay? And the reason for that, chat, is because he's just too good, okay? He's just too good. All right. So we'll put Bret in. I'll put him at the bottom of the mid card. Okay, we'll put Bret in the bottom of the mid card. Bill Goldberg. Yep, we'll put Bret in the bottom of the mid card, but he was bad in the NWO. Okay, all right, everyone happy. Who do we got next? I forgot, who is this? Chat, help me out here. Who is this one? Before we do that, Bam Bam Bigelow. I can't. I like look. I can't. I know he belongs here. I know Bam Bam belongs here in Jobber. I can't do it to myself. I can't bring myself to put him in anything other than middle of the card. You have Bam Bam Bigelow on your squad, on your team. No way is he a jobber. I'm so sorry. So I gotta put Bam Bam in middle of the card above Bret. I want to be clear, above Bret Hitman Hart. So I'm sure that people are already crashing out. I'm sure that people are pretty angry about this, and probably every right to be. You have every right to be angry because I just Bam Bam is just too good. Another one who is gonna go like Buff actually. Okay, I know I said Bret was bottom of the mid card, but I think Buff is like genuinely like that bottom of the mid card versus and like right on the edge of jobber, but he's not a jobber because he had too much TV time and specifically too much time on the mic. So we'll make him the new floor. Buff Bagwell though, great stuff in WCW. Like his character work was actually really fun. Oh no, it's not Boss Man. It's not Boss Man, guys. Come on, it's not Boss Man. That's not Boss Man. Wait, is that Bryan Adams? Holy shit, it is. Why does he look so old? Okay, I mean, R.I.P. We'll put him in jobber. We'll put Brian. You're right. That is Bryan Adams. We'll put him in jobber. R.I.P. 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 Mr. Perfect. Okay. Mr. Perfect is like directly in the middle of the mid card. Yeah, he's actually no, he's in the top of the mid card because again, a lot of TV time, a lot of promos, and he was basically like him turning on Flair at 96 Starrcade to join the NWO was a major moment in the formation of that group. So we'll put him there just for respect, okay? Out of respect to the great one, the perfect one. Do I have a towel? Do I got something here? I'll throw his hat up in the air. All right, we'll do it. We'll do the Mr. Perfect hat up in the air. All right, cool. Who do we got next? Chat? Oh my God, is that okay? David Flair. Release. Automatic release. Automatic release. Automatic release. Like, I cannot. Oh, is that Boss Man? Did I get that wrong? Was that not Boss? Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm good with Boss Man being in the middle. I don't know why I thought that was Bam Bam. I mean, I have the same view on Boss Man that I have Bam Bam. Too damn good to be putting in jobber. Another one for the release list, Disco Inferno. Him and his trash podcast continuing to propagate the worst wrestling takes you will ever hear. We're putting Disco in the bottom of this. He is the bottom. He is the very bottom of the barrel. He's not a jobber. No, chat. He's not a jobber. He is the bottom of the barrel. All right. Now we got a heavy hitter for the first time. We got a heavy hitter. All right. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And I love Dusty. And he's a Hall of Famer in the WWE. He's a Hall of Famer, I believe, in the Wrestling Observer. He's a Hall of Famer in anywhere but this. But we'll put him in the main event. Because, again, Dusty Rhodes joining the NWO, one of the top moments of that group in 1996 when he eventually did turn. And, it was, again, one of those seminal moments that you point to and was like, oh, my God, did you hear Dusty joined the NWO? And that's when it became this larger thing. All right. Oh, we're going to save the Hogans for a little bit. We're gonna save the Hogans. Don't worry. Unfortunately, Dusty Dusty was not a jobber. You can't put Dusty in jobber, chat. Come on, Wall Street Money. Don't be doing that. All right. We'll leave the Hogans alone. We'll come back to the Hogans. Jeff Jarrett. Okay, Jeff Jarrett. I know he was like the leader of the group, but we're gonna put. He's a jobber. I'm sorry. In the NWO, he's a jobber. He's a jobber. Let's move on. One of the original founding members, Kevin Nash. is a Hall of Famer. I mean, is there any surprise? Is there any shock? Did you guys expect me to say anything else? Kevin Nash, he helped form the NWO. He was a reason that the NWO took off. He, like, the Outsiders. I mean, like, for that matter, right? Where's Scott Hall at? Where's Scott Hall? If I can find Scott Hall real quick, we'll just put him up there. All right. Where is he? Do they not have Scott Hall here? Am I just seeing things? Where is Scott Hall, bro? Damn, do they not have Scott Hall? There's no way they don't have Scott Hall here. There's no way. Chat. Am I tripping? Am I tripping? Do y'all see Scott Hall here? Am I tripping, chat? Where's Scott Hall? I think they forgot Scott Hall. How do you forget Scott Hall in an NWO tier list? How do you have Virgil and stay like what? I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like this, chat. I don't like this. I don't like this. It's just, yeah. Like, how do you not have Scott? Is this supposed to be him? Wait, is this Scott Hall? I'm just gonna say this is Scott Hall. I can't even see this person's face. I'm just gonna assume this is Scott Hall, and we're gonna put him there. He got some beard. Well, yeah, that's Scott Hall. Wait, next to Norton. Where's Norton? Oh, so this was Scott Hall. They could have gotten a better picture, like one that actually had his freaking face in there. Okay, so we'll just say that okay. Scott Hall, obviously Hall of Famer, same reasons as Nash. Next, we got to talk about Conan, the Hulk Hogan of Mexico. Conan, K-Dog as he was known back in the day. So Conan's a very interesting one because, again, much like Disco Inferno, he has some of the worst wrestling takes there are. But if you were watching Nitro, if you were watching the pay-per-views, he was genuinely one of the most over people on the card every single time. I think I'll put him right up there with Mr. Perfect as like top of the mid card of the NWO. All right, next we got Lex Luger. Now, Lex is an interesting one because he was basically in every iteration of the NWO except for NWO 2000. And he played like a pretty major part from like 97 to 99 and even winning the WCW World title. So for that reason, we got to put him in the main event. Luger is main event. I agree, chat. I agree. Luger is main event. And the only reason he's not in Hall of Fame is because I think Hall of Fame, like, it's got to be saved for like the founding members or just people who have done like who have left an irrevocable mark on the legacy of the NWO. So that's my view on that. Okay. So next we got, bro, Luis Piccoli is crazy. All right, Luis Piccoli. Look, we need jobbers. We need jobbers in the NWO. Luis Piccoli is the quintessential jobber. And we're right next to him. We're going to put Mike Rotunda. I love IRS. File your taxes, ladies and gentlemen. I love IRS, but we got to put him there in Jobberville, right up there. I think. Actually, what are we doing? Jeff Jarrett, go back to the bottom of the barrel here. No. Yeah, no. Luis Piccoli, we respect you, my guy. We respect you. Miss Elizabeth. Okay, look. Here's the thing. I'm going to put her in the mid card of the NWO. And not saying that she's not a main event manager, not saying she's not a main event like level like talent all time, but like, you know, she did her like prime time was not the NWO. It really was her time in WWE. So we'll, out of respect to Miss Elizabeth, shout out to her. RIP, middle of the card. One person who's not going to end up in the middle of the card is Fake Sting. We're just going to up and release him. What we got here? Omer, NWO theme or Wolfpack theme? Oh my Wolf. Okay, so here's my order. My tier list of NWO themes from bottom to the best. The very bottom, NWO 2000. It was that horrible little like tune that you heard that went. Oh, how'd it go? Like that. None of that. Hated NWO 2000. And then above that, we got to put NWO B Team song. So for those of you who don't know, NWO, as you can tell by how big this list is, was a massive group. Top of it, you had the top upper echelon of talent. The Scott Halls, the Kevin Nashes, the Lex Lugers of the world, etc. But then you also had the people who had to take pins. Then you also had the people who were there for fodder. You had the people who were there for target practice for the other baby faces who were facing off against the NWO. And those people were known as the NWO B Team. And the reason they call them the B Team is because they absolutely were bullshit at wrestling. So they had their own theme song. And it was so funny because it went like bing bang, walla walla bing bang, like type shit. It was so bad, but it's such a great meme. And I gotta put that above NWO 2000 song. So we'll put that. And then we go to the heavy hitters, okay? Heavy hitters, 3 left. I'm gonna put the regular NWO song at number 3. Okay, that's like number 3. That's the one that everyone knows that goes new world. Like classic song, great song. Number 2, we got to put Wolfpack. Wolfpack is the best NWO team entrance like song by no equivalence, easily. It's just Wolfpack is back on a path of destruction. The bad boys are wrestling. Like just great song, perfect for its era, perfect for its time. Love the Wolfpack song. And then number 1, best NWO song. Technically not an NWO entrance song, but it was the entrance song of the main guy in the NWO, that being Hulk Hogan. Voodoo Child was. I mean, it sucks that no one can really hear it now from on the network or on Peacock, Netflix, whatever, because WWE doesn't want to pay for it, which is annoying. But Hogan coming out to Voodoo Child like is something that like your it's like one of those entrances like your hair stand up, you know. You didn't do the howl. What the fuck? Oh, you mean the NWO Wolfpack howl? Ow! Bum, 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 bum. The Wolfpack is rowdy and bowdy. Yo. And if you're not down with the pack, you better get down with the pack, and the pack's gonna get down with you. Like, oh my goodness. Like they ran the same promos for like I think like 6 months like of Nitro. They did the same exact like Wolfpack promo where it's like the entire Wolfpack comes out and they're just like, yeah, you better get bad about it, rowdy, howdy, yada, like all that stuff. It was great, man. The Wolfpack was great stuff. All right, let's get through some of these. I mean, okay, look, heavy hitter, Macho, he's right up there with Luger. I would argue one of the only main eventers who genuinely you could put in that Hall of Fame tier, but I think respectfully to Macho, you just can't put him in that tier because he wasn't a founding member. But he was so important to the NWO's legacy, the story, and what they did. Because when Macho turned and you saw Macho and Hogan on the same time, like that was game changing. All right, up next, Rick Rude. I think he goes right up there with Miss Elizabeth. We'll put him right up there with Miss Elizabeth. Again, mostly a manager. He had one very insane moment where he appeared on a live Nitro the same time he appeared on a taped edition of Raw, and with his beard shaved because he's a wrestler and he's got to keep him working. But yeah, I mean Rick Rude, man, like didn't really do much in the NWO, did he? Didn't really do much. These jobbers are going to release tier. I'm sorry. Scott Norton, look, another quintessential NWO jobber. I would say, like, look, Scott Norton, man, like you got to give him this. The man went to he went to North Korea. He went to North Korea, did his thing. I saw the Vice documentary. Like the man lived to see this day, and then he joined the NWO and got a paycheck for like 7 years. Shout out to him. Okay, now we got a heavy hitter here. This is a genuine, like, this is like one of those like moments where it's like, it's genuinely the edge. Scott Steiner, I think, is the new bar of like, he would be a main eventer if the NWO went on for like another year. Because 2000 was Steiner's year. Big Papa Pump, I can't put him in Maine. I'm sorry. I cannot put Scott Steiner in Maine. He would when he was in the NWO, he did not have main event impact. He was primetime television. Primetime television along with Buff Bagwell. But I think like he's just top of the mid card. He win the NWO. He's just top of the mid card. All right, we're not doing Sean. We're not doing Sean because he wasn't really in there. Okay, Stevie Ray, jobber. You gotta have jobbers right up there in the NWOB team. We'll put him up there with my boy Scott Norton. But yeah, I mean the Flapjack Classic, like that man would whip out the Flapjack just like you would destroy people with a Flapjack. People we had knocked out getting hit by a Flapjack by Stevie Ray, man. Why are all of these jobbers on my screen? That's because you don't actually watch good wrestling, Kenny. I'm just kidding. I love you, Kenny. No. That's just because you never watched WCW during its prime time, my guy. You got to go back, Kenny. You got to go back and watch 97. Actually, no. Watch 95 through 98. Primetime WCW. After that and before that, bad. But that is genuinely some of the best pro wrestling. And I mean, I'm not talking about in-ring action. I'm talking about storytelling. I'm talking about moments. I'm talking about aura, all of it. Everything you want out of pro wrestling. I think some of the peak of it was 96 through 98 WCW. All right. Sting. I think I'm going to put Sting in Hall of Fame. And hear me out, chat. Here's why. Here's why Sting deserves to be in Hall of Fame. Because I don't think that the NWO works as a group without Sting as the main foil. I don't think that happens. I don't think it works. I don't think we get to that place. So because he was the main foil, I got to put him there. Next, X-Pac. Okay, because he's X-Pac, he's getting released. Next, we got Ted DiBiase, who was the bankroller of the NWO. I hope he didn't funnel any money through any illegal fraud scams while he was doing that. But because he was very instrumental early on in the NWO, well, we'll put him. I'm not putting him above Conan. I'll put him right up there with Rick Rude, I guess. Sure. Fuck Ted DiBiase. Okay, and then we have the king of the jobbers. Someone the disciple, someone who I didn't even know was who he was for a while. Here's my story on the disciple. So you guys know Brutus the Barber Beefcake, right? See, I knew he was in WCW. I knew that Brutus the Barber Beefcake was around. He main evented Starrcade because Hogan was on his Hogan stuff back then. But when I saw this dude, I was like, yo, who is this dude? Like, who's the disciple? And I find out, like, recently, this is not a thing I knew at the time, but recently I found out, I was like, that dude was Brutus the Barber Beefcake, the Zodiac, the Butcher, like, the man with no name, like, all the names that he had in Big Booty Daddy, like, all the names he had, I did not, like, the roids that this man must have been on in the late 90s to get into the shape that he was. Completely different human being. Like this was like the man was eating raw steroids for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, injecting that shit into his bloodstream via an IV. Insane look, bro. He was not the same human in 96, 97. Like, it was one of the most jarring transformations in pro wrestling history. And Q has entered the ring with the chair. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Shout out to Mark Man, man. Shout out to the Mark Man. We love you. All right. Next couple. Tori Wilson. We'll release Tori Wilson. But we'll put her. I gotta put her above David Flair. Fuck David Flair. Who else we got? We got the Giant. Okay. The Giant is a main eventer in the NWO. Like, I gotta put him above Scott Hall. Or sorry, not above Scott Hall. Above Scott Steiner. I gotta put him above Conan. And for that reason, I gotta put him in the main event. Like, he was big. He was big there, literally. Okay. Now, heavy hitters. Heavy hitters. The man of $1,010 bills. Where do we put Virgil? Sorry, Vincent. The former Virgil. Like, I think it's disrespectful to even put him in the King of the Jobbers, because to me, man, Virgil was just. Look, he's the floor. You know what? Crash out all you want. Virgil is the floor of the mid card. He may be your jobber, but he's not mine. All right. Shout out to Virgil. R.I.P. Virgil. All right. Now let's get serious about this. We got a few couple left. Eric Bischoff, Hall of Fame. You got to put him there above Sting, but Hall of Fame. And now we got the two most important people left: Hulk and Horace Hogan. We will start with Hulk. I think Hulk Hogan is a racist. Was a racist, I should say. I think it is, however, inconsistent with my analysis of pro wrestling to not put him in Hall of Fame. There is no NWO without Hogan. Period. At the same time, we have to look at Horace. Arguably the more talented Hogan. And we have to think, what is pro wrestling really about? Is it about great matches? It can be, but not really. Is it about fantastic storytelling? Yeah, sure, it can be. Is it about logical booking? Why not? But above all, you know what pro wrestling is about? You know what all entertainment is about? You know what the goal is? It is to make you feel, as I said before. And nearly 20 years after the fact, when I went back and I watched the build-up of Horace Hogan in 98, leading up to Halloween Havoc 98, when he interfered with that match between the Warrior and Hulk Hogan, I was in awe of this man the entire way. I think that Horace Hogan is precisely, in the long term, what you want out of pro wrestling. Absolute, big-time, booty hole trash now. So that in 20 years, everyone goes back and watches it and just laughs their ass off. That is what I felt every time I saw Horace Hogan on my screen. There's a promo, I believe it was the night after Halloween Havoc 98, when Hulk Hogan was commending his nephew Horace Hogan. And he was talking about look, brother, you're my nephew, brother. You're my friend. I promised your father, brother, that I would look after you, brother. And it's like, your father, brother, my brother. Like, and it's one of the most nonsensical promos I've ever heard in my life. And then Hulk gives the mic to Horace. And after months of buildup, after months of leading us on about what is Horace's big moment going to be, the next big Hogan in professional wrestling, what is he going to say? How is he going to awe us? How is he going to leave us absolutely dumbfounded? He grabs the mic and says absolutely nothing. I have not laughed as hard as I did when I watched some of these insanely wild and objectively bad Horace Hogan segments. And for that reason, we got to put him above his late uncle in Hall of Fame. Horace Hogan, Hall of Fame in the NWO. This is the NWO tier list, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's pretty good. We got a lot of mid-carders. We got to, like, I understand. I don't think anyone will actually take any offense to the releases here. I think these are all, like, well-founded releases. Although someone will be like, oh, why'd you put X-Pac in the... He should have been a mid-carder. Nope, X-Pac released. But that's the tier list. Yeah. What a bunch of bollocks that was. Oh, man. All right, so that was fun. That took about 30 minutes. What's up, Gerard? Good to see you, my man. Horace now works in construction. We have Wikipedia. Shout out to him getting those buildings built, man. Shout out to Horace Hogan has a union job. Shout out to Horace Hogan, man. Oh, man. What did Kenny say in this chat? He said something. He was crashing out. Attitude Era WWE's peak wrestling. In your opinion, because that's all you watched. But, I mean, for me, I think peak wrestling is going to be different for everyone. For me, I think it was like 90 or 2000. So, I mean, it depends, right? Because it's like, I would say peak wrestling was probably like WCW, either WCW 95 to 98, or I would say New Japan 2014 to 2018. I think like 2018 was like when was the last big year for them. That's peak wrestling for me. But yeah, no, Horace Hogan, a lifetime Hall of Fame. Like, pretty sure OSW gave him a golden their lifetime achievement award. So shout out to OSW for honoring the GOAT, the man, the myth, the legend, Horace Hogan. Oh my God. Anyway, we want to talk about Cody real quick, and then I can get up out of here. Oh, also Tony Khan did say in an interview that he expects Will Ospreay to be back this year, which is good news. So, shout out to Will Ospreay, recovering nicely. I'm praying he's the main event of All In. That would AEW really, really needs that, and I need that because I'm going to be going to All In. I want that to be the main event. So, anyway, did WWE bury Cody Rhodes? Look, that's a question that many people are asking. They did not make the wrong decision, I don't think, with having Drew win. My problem is not with Drew winning. My problem is with the larger, I can't say story because WWE does not tell stories anymore, but it's with the larger like vision of Cody in WWE. I think that's been an abject failure. And because of that, I think, for me at least, someone who, used to pay attention to everything WWE does, I watched the clip of Cody and how he lost, and it reinforced this idea that WWE never wants to put someone over clean. Never. There's always got to be a way around it. You'll get like one or two a year. You can't even, Drew can't even escape the cage clean. And escaping the cage is this weird, like, nonsensical thing that WWE only does. Because, again, it only makes sense in WWE. If you look at it in any other context, it's like the lamest way to win a match. But, again, it's a lame way for a heel to win. We'll forgive the fact that it doesn't make sense and it's, like, a pretty shitty thing. But we'll forgive that. But not only do you have that, but you have Jacob Fatu just return, all gas, no brakes, beat everyone up for no reason without telling anyone anything, and then Drew just slips out. Come on. How much you want to protect your guys? You think Cody can't lose? Like this would have been the most interesting thing to happen to Cody since he lost the title the last time. And even then, you didn't capitalize on it Because you had Cody go away, Cody come back, Aura farm, not tell a story, not cut a promo, not do anything of substance. That's my biggest problem with Cody. Nothing matters with him. Nothing. It's my biggest problem with WWE. Nothing fundamentally matters because you're going to get the random run-in from X returning wrestler, Aura farming. Everyone's waiting. Oh my God. And oh God, 3 minutes later, I'm still like waiting. I'm shocked by Aura. Like, fucking do something. Like, it's so bad. And Cody in 2022 when he came in was supposed to be the antithesis of that. He was supposed to be that next big time babyface whose entire thing was growth. It was growth. Like, if you look at Cody from when he left WWE to when he started in AEW, it was always about growth. That was the peak of the Cody Rhodes character. And everything nearly outside of the first year in WWE that we saw from Cody has been stagnant. You have a weird buildup that in retrospect shouldn't have been about Cody in 2023 leading up to Mania, but it kind of worked outside of the Bloodline stuff because in order for that Cody thing to make sense, you have to ignore the entire Bloodline storyline, right? But we can do that. Ignore the Bloodline storyline. Cody needs to win the belt that his father didn't win, but technically won. Anyway, but again, WWE, we got a lot of people. Anyway, but you gotta have that, right? So Cody's got to win. We understand that. He doesn't. Could be interesting. What happens over the next year in 2023? Nothing. He eats his way with Jey Uso to a tag team title win. Doesn't tell a story. Doesn't evolve his character. Doesn't have game-changing promos, game-changing moments. None of that. None of it. The man entered his first ever War Games match for no reason. What do you want me to say? 2024. Make him look like an absolute fucking geek leading up to his big win that he needed like the entire Avengers to assemble in order to do it. Because again, Roman can win by only getting one person to interfere. Cody needs an entire army in order to interfere for him to win. Okay, but he wins. And everyone's happy. And we got a new era. Yeah, Cody Rhodes. And then he absolutely does shit all with only one good story for the entirety of 2024 after he won with Kevin Owens. That was a height. It challenged in some ways the Cody Rhodes character. It made him and forced him to get his title back, which was cool. And then in 2025, we got the Cena stuff. I've already talked about it. I think Cody Rhodes in WWE has not been good. It's been bad. It's been objectively really bad, and we got to talk about it. Why did you want Drew to lose? I did not want Drew to lose. I wanted Drew to just win better. I wanted Cody to like come to grips with this loss. I want I just want good storytelling. I want stuff that makes sense. I don't want shortcuts in professional wrestling when we all know I don't even know. What am I arguing? I'm not going to argue anymore with myself. I'm just arguing with myself. I did not want Drew to lose. I wanted what I want from WWE always, which is better. But can't expect that because he's got to be happy what you got, man. Breadcrumbs, bro. Breadcrumbs. Let them eat cake. I think Dakota Kai will debut at All In, Bayley at Wrestle Dream. I could see Dakota Kai, or I could see Bayley definitely. I don't know if it'll be by Wrestle Dream, might be later, but I could see Bayley in AEW after a contract runs out next year. Allegedly. Anyway. All right. Well, that was my crash out. That was my time. That was my stream. And that was the Big Ohm live show of today. What do we got here? What is the story about Stephanie's injury? She should be fine. That's what I read. I think it was either Fightful, PW, and somebody said that she's going to be fine. So I would expect she's going to be fine. Anyway, guys, I got to hop out of here. I got to go eat. I got work I got to do. I got to watch some football and text some people back. So until next time, everyone, I appreciate you. Be happy, be healthy, and as always, keep it real. When is her contract up? It's supposed to be later in 2026. So later this year, eventually, like late in the year. Drew needed this because he lost his feud with CM Punk. He lost his feud with Damian Priest, so he needed to win, keep his title in the main event credibility. This didn't hurt Cody at all. No, I think the way that Drew won it also hurt Drew and Cody. I think you just have Drew escape the cage. Make it a shocking moment. Have Cody have to come to grips with that. But no. Wait, this is not what we do here. Fucking A. Jesus Christ. Anyway, until next time, be happy, be healthy. As always, keep it real. Big Ohm live. Big Ohm out.
Cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains. I'm the boss, I'm making change. I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things. Gonna make a name. I'm just